In tonight's top story, Greenville County deputies released this new body cam video showing the moments before a deadly crash that killed a young girl. In the video, you can see a deputy speaking to the driver, telling him to park outside the Walmart on Whitehorse Road. Deputies say they initially noticed his muffler was dragging, causing those sparks you just saw. But instead of cooperating, the driver takes off. Investigators say they believe the suspect was under the influence. We brought you this scene live as breaking news Monday night. The driver, Aiden Aglu Mamadov, died on scene after crashing head-on into an SUV. 7-year-old Aaliyah King was in that SUV. A deputy on scene attempted CPR. The coroner says she passed away when she arrived at the hospital. And we are going in depth for you tonight. Sadly, this is not the first suspected DUI case in the last week claiming the life of an upstate child. We are finding out more about a rise in deadly DUI crashes reported this year. Fox Carolina's Brookley Cromer has been digging into this for us tonight. She joins us live with the story.
Well, Tori, Mothers Against Drunk Driving tell me the DUI deaths have gone up significantly this year, and unfortunately, we've covered 2 of those tragic accidents here in the last week alone that claimed the lives of 2 children. And I was at one of those tragic accidents on Whitehorse Road on Monday night, where we later learned 7-year-old Aaliyah King had been killed by a suspected DUI driver. 1 week earlier in Pickens County, 6-year-old Cameron Durham and his great-grandmother were both killed when Highway Patrol says a driver ran into the back of their car. That driver is now locked up, charged with 2 counts of felony DUI. I talked to MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and found out alcohol-related accidents and deaths have gone up significantly in the last year.
We know from the kind of the preliminary numbers that have come out that even though driving dropped substantially during 2020, it's suspected that DUI fatalities went up a significant margin. So, which is really, it's kind of mind-blowing to think that when people are driving less, more people are dying of drunk driving. But unfortunately, so many bad behaviors and bad habits seem to have gotten worse when things were shut down and the roads were more clear. People were driving faster, driving impaired. And even as things opened back up, unfortunately, those behaviors have not gone away. Our traffic fatalities in South Carolina are higher this year than they even were at the same time last year. And last year was a terrible year.
Now, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has not released data on the number of alcohol-related fatalities for 2020 or 2021, but MAD says preliminary data shows a rise in 2020, followed by an even higher number of DUI deaths this year. I talked to a survivor of a DUI crash who tells me this type of accident is 100% preventable.
That doesn't have to happen. You don't have to get behind the wheel of that car after you've had a drink, especially with so many other ways that you can get home with Lyft and Uber and taxis and designated drivers. For someone to choose to get behind the wheel of a car after they've been drinking and then it result in the loss of a loved one, I can't even imagine.
Now, coming up at 11, I'm looking into a new law that supporters say could drastically reduce the number of DUI fatalities each year. Cody and Tori, back to you.